Hi, my name is Carl DePrado. I have a business called A to Z Business IT right here in Westchester County, New York. I'm just getting ready to prepare myself from working from home, which is what a lot of people are doing here. And so I wanted to give a quick little how to for business owners and then perhaps something for the individuals. So for business owners, a quick checklist that I've been working with my clients are who's going to answer the phone? How is that going to be done? If you are lucky, if smart enough to have a VoIP provider for your phone systems, they should be in contact with you already about how to forward your lines to either a cell phone or something like that. A lot of VoIP providers, as a matter of fact, will allow you, don't require you to be on their networks, which means you can actually take the phone and bring it to your home location and even have your staff take their phones home with you. So if you don't have that, then what you want to do is start to figure out how you're going to forward those phones. And that would be your first priority, to make sure you have that all taken care of. If your phone company hasn't reached out to you, you want to get proactive on that pretty quickly. Number two would be that we had work from home. The number two thing that you would do is make sure your staff is trained on security policies. We have a class that we give away to everybody if you don't have one. And the reason we say that now more than ever is because your staff's going to be at home. They're going to need ways to, it's just a way for them to be aware of all the things that are coming at them from their home computer. When we're in an office, it tends to make us more formal. When we're at home, we tend to be a little bit more relaxed. So that formality, by doing some type of training of some form, does help you with that. So if you need help with that, reach out to me. I'll be glad to send you a link. It's free. The As long as we're going down that rabbit hole of home, you may also want to be starting to pick out what type of meetings you want to have as far as online. Microsoft Teams is free if you have Office 365. Zoom meetings are free, 45-minute. You can do a 45-minute call, group meeting. If you do one-to-one, I think they're unlimited. If not, the licenses are pretty darn cheap on Zoom meetings. The next thing would be to go is making sure everybody has two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication just means that when you put your password into a email, into a website account, you have to use your phone. We'll get a code, and you have to put that in as well. Or you have like a little security fob. One of those things you definitely need for that. Your banks already probably require that, but you want to put that up, make sure that's on your QuickBooks or any type of security situation as far as that's concerned. The other thing, as long as we're talking about management of security, password managers. If you don't have one, I don't get paid by them. LastPass is really easy to use, very simple, and it's a way for you guys to store the passwords, even share it amongst other people. As far as passwords are concerned. The next item, I'm not even remembering the numbers now. Sorry about that. I had notes. The next thing is your staff, making sure that your staff's computers are at least fast enough and have enough security on them to deal with that. If you want to check right now, having them check their computers, especially older staff members, may not have upgraded or felt like there was a need for that. And so you may want to you may need to buy a couple of computers from your business for your staff. I mean, at the end of this, they are resources for you to use later, but they're also the things that you might need to get through this emergency. Number 5, as long as we're doing that, is with remoting into the office. You want to make sure of a couple of things. Whatever remote software you're using, do not just get one license that says, okay, I can access 10 computers, but I only have one user, because that means that when you give this to the other 10 staff people, they can see all the computers, and you don't want to have that happen. It's not what you would allow in the office when they're there. So what you wouldn't allow in the office, you should not allow to happen now that we're working remotely. And that's kind of one of the basic rules that happen. What you wouldn't allow last week, you should try not to allow this week, unless it's something of convenience for working from home, such as having a computer, or if you don't have a work from home policy, this is where you're going with it. So the things besides having each staff having their own account, that I know this is a few dollars more than having an individual, and there are some pretty cheap services out there. if you want me to send you a link, I will to a couple. I have a couple of 30-day trials, remote PC. I'd be glad to. But they, who give you unlimited users. The other thing to look at is make sure they have two-factor authentication. Make sure your staff is using that to remote into the computer, and to have a separate, and to have another form of security on top of that. Also, when we're getting back to security on your staff's computer, you really want to make sure that if you have managed security for your office, you want to make sure that your IT provider can push that out to their local machines. Because let me give you an example. If they have a keylogger, the staff person has a keylogger on their personal machine, and they log into your company's computers, well, even though your computers were secure, they're now insecure because that keylogger can now see everything that your remote PC is doing, and now has access to data that you would not normally want to give them at all. Okay, well, it's a crazy time. It's a crazy period that we're living in. I guess we're just going to keep our heads together. I hope this could be of help to you. At this point, we'll get through this, and in God's name, amen.